Welcome to another English Conversation Collective PowerPoint. Today's idea is about what library resources there are, and I will go slide by slide explaining how this can be done. We start with welcome and then saying introduce yourself and share something about you if you would like to. Also, a reminder that there will be no discussions about religion, politics, or private matters. To be respectful of each other and be mindful of everyone that's around us. And it's also an opportunity to let them know that they can ask anything that they are wanting to know, whether they heard about it during the week, whether it's about grammar or something cultural or just a topic, just to have it in mind, and that way maybe it can be discussed at the next session, but just to keep an open forum for them to communicate with us. Then we move on to the discussion, which we can start with an icebreaker. Today's icebreaker is share something about your country. From previous experience, it seems like this is a moment for them to share anything that they want, and as everyone being proud of where they come from, it allows them a platform to express themselves as much or as little as they want, and it's always good to reassure them that they can say however much or little they want, and that way they don't feel uncomfortable or pressured, and just to give them a safe space for that. And then after that, we can move on to the weekly letter, whatever that may be at that time, and then provide the word that begins with that letter, and then make up a sentence. As I said before, I use Word in a projector and type the word, and then whatever sentence they provide, I will also type it out. Since we are learning, sometimes the sentence may not be properly structured, so that is an opportunity for us to correct. That way they can hear it and visually see it. But the idea is for them to just say it. That way we support the conversation behind that, and that way everybody else learns. And always asking, does anyone have a question about what the word means? There are times that people will be afraid or shy to ask what it means, even though they don't know, and that's why it is very important to make them feel safe and in that space, that it's okay. We're not going to make fun of anyone, we're all learning, and make it a pleasant experience. As I mentioned before, we are discussing library resources as an activity. This is an opportunity to share resources or anything that can help an immigrant or a person that is new to the U.S. and is part of this program, if it's needed. In my experience, it was library is a good resource, like a fountain of knowledge to go to, especially because they offer so many free things. Like you can get a free library card from most places, as far as I know. Again, you would have to check around your state and see what is required and share on that, and maybe pull up the library webpage from your state to show what free things you guys offer. I mean, for the most part, it's definitely books and DVD and some online resources, as long as you have a card. The requirements depend on the state. Here where I'm at, it's you just have to show proof of residence here, but not necessarily proof, just a picture ID with your name saying that you are who you are to begin with. But like I said, it varies depending on what state you are at. And I'd love to know specifics if you are willing to share, because that would be wonderful. I am definitely an advocate to try to share as much as possible and to help people, you know. And so, for example, so where I'm at, so they have free ESOL programs to learn English. They are offered by other organizations, but you know they are partnered up with the library, so that's how that's able to happen. Along with that, they're job searching. Again, it could be from other organizations, but again, it is a fountain of referrals that can be made to customers that need these things or participants. Also, you know, some of them may be wanting to know about, you know, computer skills or basic computer skills, which again, here that is offered. Um, and again, go back to what is offered around your town or city that can support them. So it is an opportunity not just about conversation, but also what we can give back or how we can share this knowledge with them because it as a person coming from a different place, you know, you don't really know much about what things are offered, and so if this is a source for that, then I think it's great. It also brings up more conversation and them wanting to know, where can I get this, where can I get that, I need help with my job. And you know, like, if you don't really know about that, but at least you can refer them to a library, because the library, I feel, is a pillar of the community and they support a lot. So I put a couple of examples of things that we do here. Again, it changes depending on where you're at. And also another thing, you know, people coming from external places, they may not know about social services. And as you know, here in the US, we are blessed to have those things and people can access them. Of course, there are certain requirements, but that it should go deeper than that by them, just as long as they are aware that they're there. But the meeting requirements, that's a whole different thing, and that is something that could be mentioned or not. It all depends on who is leading the conversation. But again, it leads to a bigger topic depending on what they are needing or wanting to know. So I feel like this is a great platform and a great guide for conversation. And then we finally get to the end after having a pleasant hour, or depending how long you have that for. We come to the end where we say thank you and to share any topics or any ideas that they may have for the next time. Also, always reassuring them that if there's something that comes across during the week, to feel free to share it at the next session. Any questions? I know that at times, personally, we've discussed perhaps double E words, sounds. And when it comes to that, it's really fun because, you know, as we all have different accents and how we say things, it can be a fun experience of learning, you know. So, till next time, thank you. Thank you for listening, and I hope this helps.